Hello guys, today let's see what is yes no not given question. I think you all are familiar with true false not given questions, right? Yeah, basically both true false not given questions and the yes no not given questions are almost same. Note that almost same. But what is the difference? The key difference is that yes, no, not given questions are the opinion of some person. Like if it's a writer, then yes, no, not given are the opinions of a writer also. But true, false, not given questions deal with some fact which are proven to be correct. So, yes, no, not given questions are the opinion of some writers or some scientists, but true, false, not given questions are answers to those questions which are proven to be correct. So, yes, no, not given question. Yes, no, not given questions are very similar to true, false, not given question. The main difference is true, false, not given questions ask you to look at facts or information in the text. So, true, false, not given questions are facts. Okay. Yes, no, not given question ask you to assess the writer's opinion. So, if we are given with a statement and then if it's the opinion of a writer also, if the opinion is given as such in the statement and in the text, then we can write it as yes, but we can't write the answer as true. This opinion could be based on a certain section of the text or on the text as a whole. What do they mean? So, what does yes, no, not given means? If the text agrees with or confirms the writer's opinion, the answer is yes. So, if the given statement is correct according to the text, then we can write it as yes. If the text contradicts or is opposite to the writer's opinion, the answer is no. So, when can we write no? If the given statement is not correct according to the passage, or if the statement or the text contradicts what is given in the statement, so we have to write it as no. Then what is not given? If there is no information or the given statement, if the given statement we can't find in the text, or if the statement may or may not be true due to the lack of information, the answer is not given. What does it mean? It's very simple. It means that if the answer or if the statement is there in the text, but we can't say that thing as correct because the information as a whole is not provided in the text. So we have to write it as not given. Common problems associated with yes, no, not given question. First one is not understanding what not given means. So now we understood what is not given, so you should not commit that mistake. Spending too much time making sure that it's not given. So let's look again what is not given. So basically we will write the answer as not given when the answer or the given statement is not given in our text, or if we can't state the answer as yes or no because the fully or completed data based on the statement is not given in the text. So then we will write not given. A failure to understand exactly what each statement means and therefore being unable to identify if the text agrees with the writer's opinion or not. So for any IELTS question, we should make sure that we understood the question. Only if we understood the question or only if we understood what the question is about, then we can find the answer. Not understanding the writer's opinion. So, we should understand what the writer conveys through that sentence or through that paragraph. So, and then we have to write the answer. Tips for yes, no, not given question. First of all, make sure you read the question statement carefully and fully understand them. So, we should understand the given statement very correctly, and even only if we understood the statement, we can find the answer. The questions are in the same order as the text. So, the answer to our first question will be at first, and second will be under that, third will be under that, and then it goes on like that. And the main advantage is if we are able to find the answer to the first and third, and if we can't find answer to second question, we can look that answer in between first and third. If you don't know if the statement agrees with the writer's opinion or not, because there is not enough details to give a definite answer, the answer is not given. So, we have to know what is not given. If the answer is no, the statement will clearly contradict the writer's opinion. And if the given statement is contradicted in the text, then we can write our answer as no. Remember that you're only judging the writer's opinion. If there are other people's opinion mentioned in the text, this should not have any influence on your decision. Strategy for yes, no, not given. Always read the instructions carefully and make sure you know if it's a true, false, not given or yes, no, not given question. So we have to note the instruction and identify what our answer should be. Read all the statements carefully, trying to understand what the whole sentence means rather than simply highlighting keywords. Watch out for qualifying words such as some and always. So, we should understand the question first without only concentrating on those keywords. So, we should understand what the statement as a whole means. Be careful with the distractors like some, always, because they can change the entire meaning of the sentence. Try to think of what synonyms might be in the text. This will help you identify the matching part of the text. So be careful with synonyms. Match the statement with the correct part of the text. Focus on the statement again and then carefully read the matching part of the text to establish if it agrees or contradicts with the writer's opinion. So if we found the paragraph which has the answer or which contains the answer, then we have to focus on that statement, like the question statement again, in order to understand what the statement means, and then again we have to focus on that paragraph in order to completely understand or in order to prove the relationship with the statement and the paragraph. Underline the words that give you the answer. This will help you focus and you can check back later. Again, be careful there are no qualifying words in the text. If you can't find the answer or there is not enough information to decide, mark it as not given and move on to the next question. So basically, we should understand what is not given means. If and only if we understood what is not given, then we can write the answer. If you are really unsure or can't find the answer, mark it as not given.